The morning after my fiancé got his sister-in-law pregnant, I flash-married someone else. The day after the engagement party, Julian's sister-in-law announced her pregnancy, and the baby was Julian's. My hand shook as I dialed him, but he didn't sound sorry at all. Aurora, I wronged her. The night you accepted my proposal, I drank too much and mistook her for you. My brother just died. She lost her husband. She can't lose this child too. Don't worry. Publicly, it'll be called my brother's posthumous child. I'll stand in as her husband to take care of them. You'll still be my only wife. Tomorrow we'll go get the license. I hung up, held the engagement ring out the window, and texted the childhood friend I hadn't spoken to in months. Marry me at City Hall right now. Why should the richest heirs in town wade through that cesspool of feudal garbage? Before we go on, hit subscribe and tell us where you're listening from in the comments. One flash marriage counterstrike. The second I set the phone down, Logan rang. His voice quivered. Aurora, you can't joke about something like this. We'd known each other since kindergarten. He'd confessed his feelings more than once, and I'd always turned him down. I gave a soft laugh. When you love the wrong person, you have to turn the page. If you're not interested, I hadn't finished when chairs scraped on his side and Logan barked, cutting me off. Not interested. I've never wanted anything more. Stay there. I'm coming to get you. Emery, tell them the meeting's over. I'm off to pick up my wife. Half an hour later, Logan sat in City Hall, grinning like a fool at the brand new marriage certificate. Nothing like the cold takeover prodigy on magazine covers. Aurora, from this second on, you're my wife. Come on, let's find your dad. Know our dad. And plan the wedding. Dad had never liked Julian. When he heard I'd finally dumped him, his eyebrows nearly flew off his face. He personally phoned Julian's parents to call off the engagement and Venmo'd the $50,000 bridal price back to them. When Julian heard about the canceled engagement, he finally called me himself. Aurora, the whole family knows we're supposed to get married. How can you break it off single-handedly? I told you I'll tend to Chloe only in name. Don't you trust me even that much? Right. Knock her up, then ask for trust. Aurora, don't throw a tantrum. Tomorrow morning, I'll wait for you at City Hall. Before I could answer, he hung up, certain I was only sulking and would cave in the end. I used to cave because I loved him. Caving now would just make me an idiot. Early next morning, Julian texted, Aura, Chloe's having cramps today. Taking her to the doctor. Let's get the license tomorrow. Once I merely mentioned I wanted a crab roe soup dumpling. He'd race across town. Now his words are noxious little farts, only noise. I tossed the phone aside and slept until noon. Logan's hostile takeover is at the tipping point. I won't distract him. I'll clean up Julian myself. When I opened the penthouse loft, Chloe and Julian were entwined on the sofa I'd custom ordered from Italy. Julian's eyes flickered with guilt. Just a flicker. Aurora, Chloe's living here now. She's pregnant. She needs care. Don't worry, you won't be bothered. From now on, I'll cook every meal. I'd softened too soon. I used to slave in that kitchen while he never rinsed a plate. Now for her, he transforms overnight. I sneered. This is your house now. I already called off the engagement. Short memory. His face iced over. I admitted I'm in the wrong, but it's done. I'm not asking you to lift a finger for her. Must you be this hysterical? My brother died on a mission. Chloe is a martyr's widow. Even without this child, I'd care for her my whole life. If you can't live with that, there's no wedding. A humiliated laugh slipped out. Perfect. Why should I stomach the woman you cheated with? Go ahead, look after her forever. Better yet, marry her and stop nauseating me. Chloe finally stood, cradling her belly, sniffling softly. Aurora, how can you speak to Julian that way? He didn't cheat. It was one accident. He's responsible, so he offered to protect me. My stomach lurched. This revolting plan had actually been Julian's idea. Seeing her tears, Julian wrapped an arm around her shoulders. The doctor said, no stress. Let's get you back to bed. He helped her toward the master bedroom. The truth behind the betrayal. I stepped in front of them in a single stride. Julian instantly shielded Chloe, eyes on high alert, talking us in our license while his bodyguards protected another woman. How poetic. I bought that bed. She has no right to sleep in it. I'd supervised every inch of this renovation, turning the place into my dream home. I wasn't about to gift wrap it for someone else. Julian shot me a glare. Have you lost it? She's pregnant. Where's your basic compassion? The man who'd knocked up his brother's widow dared to lecture me on morality. When he proposed, he swore I was the love of his life and he'd devote everything to me. I cried happy tears and stayed up all night in bliss. While that same night, he rolled in the sheets with Chloe. Something inside me collapsed. I no longer had the strength to fight. I clearly can't compete with your moral superiority. I'm here only to tell you in person that our engagement is void. I tossed your ring. That settles the bed. I'll send movers for the rest of the furniture, and then we're done. The whole loft reeked of Chloe. I couldn't stand another minute. Halfway to the garage, I realized I'd left my bag behind. I had to go back. Inside was my marriage certificate with Logan. Lose that and he'd cry like a puppy. Neither Julian nor Chloe expected me. They were whispering openly in the bedroom. Chloe, I've waited years for you. My brother's death is heaven giving me the chance to take care of you. The glee in Julian's voice was unmistakable. So he'd longed for her all along, eager to play hero. Then what on earth was I? But Aurora was so determined. Just spoiled rich girl theatrics. In 2 days I'll buy her something shiny and she'll calm down. She threatened to haul the furniture away. Hot air, all bark. Chloe's puzzled voice drifted out. Why didn't you agree to break up? She's not good enough for you. She only throws money tantrums. Julian fell silent for a long moment. I leaned against the sofa and remembered all the birthdays I'd handcrafted gifts for him, the way I taught myself to cook for him, the nights I'd sat vigil when his parents were sick. I had lined up 1,000 excuses for him. But his answer shattered the last of my illusions. My company is in the middle of a hostile takeover. I can't afford a scandal right now. If I break the engagement with her, Riverdale will stop extending me favors. My purse strap twisted under my white-knuckled grip. My body shook without permission. Back then, a pack of street thugs had cornered me in an alley, and he'd shown up like a miracle. Even while they beat him bloody, he shielded me, swearing he'd never let anyone hurt me again. Now he had picked up the knife himself and driven it straight into my heart. I'd meant to slip away in silence, but my hip brushed the coffee table vase and sent it crashing. The bang brought Julian stumbling out of the bedroom. When he saw it was me, his face flipped to an obsequious smile. Aurora, you've come around, haven't you? I knew you'd understand. We'll build a good life together from now on. Your dad returned the bridal price money, so I Venmo transferred it to Chloe. 50 grand is nothing to you anyway. With my brother gone, she has no safety net. She needs cash. He'd pocketed that pitiful sum, forwarded it to another woman, and still assumed I'd marry him, so that was my worth in his eyes. I drew a slow breath. 50 grand does sound low. Shall I top it up? 3. The storm before the wedding. Julian took my tone for forgiveness and beamed, missing the sarcasm entirely. He might not match my family's billions, but a single deal still nets him 7 figures. My father had exploded over the bridal price, yet love for me made him swallow it. Who could guess Julian now decided I wasn't even worth 50K. Aurora, you're the best. His voice carried the same honeyed warmth it had when he praised my improving cooking or the clients I found for him. Now it only turned my stomach. Chloe couldn't stay in the bedroom. She rushed out barefoot. We're both women. Reading her was child's play. Aurora, I'm not a pampered princess like you. 50 grand is plenty for me. It's Julian's hard-earned money. You can humiliate me, but don't humiliate Julian. If you despise me, I'll leave right now. She was terrified Julian might drift back to me. I mimicked her, squeezing out 2 tears, declared my good intentions had been spat on, and walked out without looking back. The moment I settled into the car, my phone pinged. I've known Julian for 15 years. There's no way you'll win. She was rattled. I called my father's chief of staff and told him to dig into Chloe. I'd barely hung up when Logan's call jumped the line. Wifey, where are you? I booked the bridal Italia. Let's go try on wedding gowns. Hubby's treat. He chirped like a sparrow, words tumbling nonstop. I once found him noisy, but now I recognized it as love brimming over. The gown he'd secured was gorgeous, the latest from my favorite designer. Julian had seen the price tag and paid. To spare his pride, I'd chosen a cheaper dress. With Logan, those puppy eyes said he'd gift wrap the moon if he could. Love and its absence are equally obvious. Logan reserved my favorite filet mignon. While he concentrated on carving it, I told him about Julian. He winked. I already knew. Don't worry. Hubby's pulling overtime on your revenge. Since getting hitched at City Hall, he drops husband every other sentence. Scared the world might miss his new status. I didn't spoil his fun. Being chosen this fiercely felt wonderful. He called it top secret and refused details, so I didn't pry. Our families have been allies for generations. Once we compared notes, the wedding plans galloped ahead. Logan's grin threatened to split his face. 3 more days after the ceremony, I'll bundle you home and parade you around so everyone knows Logan is officially off the market. I pretended to pout. My fingers still naked. Did you forget something? Watch this magic trick. Doesn't that fillet look just like a ring? I glanced down. A fat blue diamond ring glinted beside the fork. I burst out laughing. Only he would stage cheesy, sincere romance like this. And I happened to adore it. Back home, Julian's parents rang, souring the sweetness. Aurora, we've booked the reception hall in Millbrook. You and Julian must come back in 3 days. Don't be angry, dear. With his brother gone, we're keeping it modest. Clearly, Julian had told them we'd reconciled. I cut them off. Aunt Taylor, my dad returned every cent of the bridal price. How much clearer could we be? Panic crackled down the line. Aurora, we thought you'd forgiven Julian. The boys had such hard luck. If his brother hadn't died, he wouldn't be stuck caring for his widow and child. You're kind and wealthy. Surely you don't mind supporting 2 extra people. The apple truly doesn't fall far. An idea flashed through my mind. Aunt Taylor, my fertility report just came back. Looks like I'll have trouble conceiving. Good thing Julian and I never signed the marriage certificate. I'd have doomed your family line. Now you have a grandchild on the way and a ready-made bride. Why not throw the wedding for them? No wasted banquet money, right? They loved the logic. To them, infertility is a cosmic curse. For studio down. I woke the next morning to 30 missed calls from Julian. My thumb slipped as I scrolled and accidentally accepted the 31st. His frantic voice burst through. Aurora, why did you talk my parents into making me marry Chloe? You know I love you. Even now the act wouldn't drop. She's pregnant with your child. Why won't you marry her? Weren't you the one who said you'd waited years for her? I'm only helping love along. By the way, I'm already married. Don't contact me again. This time I hung up first. Emery worked fast. Chloe's file was already in my inbox. Juicy reading. On their wedding day, I'll deliver that gift in person. After breakfast, Logan and I headed to Sterling to shoot our pre-wedding photos. Of all places, we ran straight into Julian. Riverdale's top studio doesn't come cheap. I'd merely lingered over a magazine spread once, and he'd sneered that the place was overpriced. 2 hours after, pleading eternal love on the phone, his hair and matching tuxes with Chloe was priceless. Logan murmured, "Don't waste anger on him. He won't be smug much longer." Julian spotted Logan and me looking intimate and stalked over, bristling. "Aurora, no wonder you wouldn't marry me. You've been hooking up with him all along." Logan's never let anyone trash talk me. One punch sent Julian sprawling. "Get it straight. Aurora and I are legally married." The staff ran to get the studio, but the second they saw Logan they froze. This entire Sterling studio belongs to him. With nobody on his side, Julian started snapping like a rabid dog. "Did she even tell you? She can't have kids. What's there to celebrate about marrying a barren hen?" My eyes went wide. He was spitting back the lie I'd invented in private. Logan looked down at him with disgust. "Only a loser measures love by fertility. I love Aurora exactly as she is. You wanted everything and you'll end up with nothing, scumbag." Julian went speechless. Chloe, seeing him cornered, eased her pregnant belly onto the floor beside him and sobbed, "Aura, even if you're the Sterling, you can't bully people like this. You got engaged to Julian days ago. How dare you marry someone else? You're the one who hopped into your dead husband's brother's bed the minute the flag was folded. Are you honoring the Marine who died in uniform?" The onlookers gasped and buzzed. "Degenerate. Basically incest. She smeared Sterling's princess. He never deserved her. Julian's face burned crimson. When we were together, everyone bowed to him. This was his first public humiliation. Truth is, Aurora, I begged you to marry me because my firm was bleeding cash. The crisis is over. I don't need you anymore. Logan flashed a shark's grin. One dinky boutique bank and you're swaggering. 5. The hostile takeover plot. Julian's smirk collapsed. Something felt off. Logan didn't give him breathing room. Know who I am. Know who just swallowed your company? Julian went chalk white. Yushao Holdings took you long enough. Your own major shareholders have known you're a lightweight. They only dealt with you out of respect for Sterling. The firm is mine now. I might keep you on, say, as the lobby security guard. Julian slumped, staring blankly, muttering, "This isn't happening." Chloe watched him, revolted, yet patted his arm. "It'll be okay, Julian. You still have a chance." At that, Julian snapped back, scrambled over, and clutched my ankle. "Aurora, I was wrong. After all these years, help me. Don't let him bury me." Logan's face darkened. He kicked Julian off. Studio snapped his fingers. Security hauled the pair out. "Aurora, you can't do this to me." Julian kept howling. Chloe kept 3 feet away, desperate to disown him. I arched a brow at Logan. "How many dirty tricks did you pull behind my back?" He hooked an arm around my waist, beaming. "So perfect execution. Don't I deserve a huge reward?" I laughed and planted a loud kiss on his cheek. He grinned like a toddler while sales stifled giggles. As we posed for sweet pre-wedding shots, staff uploaded our brawl to social media. Netizens devoured the scandal. Husband's body barely cold and she's in big bro's bed. Shameless. That Marine died a hero only to be cuckolded by his own brother. Heartbreak. The guy would have cheated even if he'd married the, glad she dodged it. With Julian's brother dead, there should have been a fat death benefit payout in tabloid profiles. His parents had been bragging all over Millbrook. Now the precinct site was flooded with outrage for the cuckolded cop. Nobody mentioned his veil. Out in the sticks, Jordan and Taylor hadn't heard the storm. They booked a banquet hall, dreaming of a grand wedding spotlight. When the tabloid knocked, they welcomed the cameras, ready to praise their elder son's responsibility. The first questioned them. "Your daughter-in-law is pregnant by your eldest son right after your youngest died." True. 6 wedding sideshow this wedding for them. Doesn't that dishonor your martyred boy? Were they cheating all along with your blessing? So desperate for a grandkid you pimped your own son whose DNA is in that womb? Hero or brother? Flashbulbs popped. Jordan and Taylor reeled. Taylor recovered first. Indignant nonsense. "My son is a hero. Our family deserves honors. His brother's stepping up. That's character. Whatever the paternity, it's Sterling blood. None of your business. Out. Everyone out." The tabloid got gold. Headline written. Ratings secured. As they packed gear, Julian and Chloe arrived. Julian meant to confess bankruptcy and cancel the ceremony. Chloe consoled him. "They're family. As long as he keeps her and the baby, life will be sweet." He told himself Aurora was a mirage. Chloe and the child were his real future. But the moment he saw the tabloid pack choking the front gate, panic cracked his mask. The reporter's eyes lit up like slot machines when the Real Deal stepped out. "Jordan, you got engaged to Riverdale's #1 heiress just days ago. Now she's marrying the Sterling heir instead. Any comment? Did Aurora dump you because you cheated with your sister-in-law? Chloe, your husband's barely in the ground and you're pregnant by another man. Were you already cheating inside the marriage?" Chloe kept shrinking behind Julian while Julian felt the sky cave in. He hadn't expected the storm to hit this hard. Face was everything to him. Why else hide from his parents that the baby was his dead brother's? His biggest regret now was telling Aurora the truth. If he'd kept quiet, it wouldn't have exploded like this. Taylor and Jordan saw their son mobbed and charged out swinging brooms. The tabloid crews didn't fight back. They'd seen enough to know Julian's and Chloe's reactions, plus the parents' rage, wrote the headline for them. Right then, a line of uniformed officers marched up. Commendation banner in hand, faces grim. Taylor recognized the man leading them, her youngest boy's captain. She dropped the broom and rushed forward, begging him to set the record straight. The reporters swung their lenses back. Today was a gift that kept on giving. Puffed up, Taylor actually posed for the cameras, letting them capture this moment of glory. She never expected the captain to stay silent, hand over the death benefit payout and the banner, pivot and leave without a word. The tabloid vets exchanged smirks, silence louder than any quote. Taylor, bewildered, shouted after them, "Is this the respect you show? My son died a hero. I'm a gold star mother." The captain paused. "Taylor, we honor your boy's sacrifice and you, but we damn well hate that our brother's memory is now just background noise while the world remembers him only for being cuckolded by his own brother after death." 7. The truth slams home. "Reflect on that," he said, and they walked off without looking back. The cameras lowered. The pack followed the uniforms out. Yet Taylor and Jordan still called it melodrama. Still refused to feel wrong. Taylor patted Julian's back. "Son, ignore the noise. You did nothing wrong in my eyes. You're responsible. Even if the baby is yours, so what? Things like this happen back home all the time." Julian shrugged her hand away. For the first time he wondered if he truly erred. If he hadn't slept with Chloe that night, he'd be marrying Aurora now. His company would still be his. Sterling Capital wouldn't have swallowed it and booted him. A phone buzz snapped him out of it. Aurora had messaged. Hope flared. She was still talking to him. He still had a shot. He opened the chat and saw her wedding scene. Aurora beaming so brightly his chest ached. Under the photo, a little wedding gift for you. Check the file. He tapped the attachment and his vision burned. Dozens of clips showed Chloe dining with different men entering hotels. On the very night he'd been drunk, Chloe had checked in with a portly stranger, leaving at 4 a.m. Nothing had ever happened between him and her. He had torpedoed his life over a bastard that wasn't even his. Reading the change on his face, Chloe reached to soothe him, but Julian shoved her to the floor mid-sentence. Fury unsated, he yanked her up and slapped her twice more. Taylor shrieked. She'd never seen Julian this violent, and the baby mattered. "Son, easy. Think of our grandchild in her belly." That stabbed straight into Julian's lungs. "There is no grandchild. She beds a different guy every other night. We swallowed every lie. She conned my dead brother, then hooked me as her next meal ticket. Because of her, I've got no name, no money, no future." Chloe clutched his arm. "Julian, don't trust their garbage. I never betrayed your brother or you." "Mom, stop him." Julian slammed the phone onto the table. "Evidence is iron. Save your breath. I'm finding Aurora and telling her everything." Chloe's sobs only grated on him. He had once believed he loved her, pining after she married his brother. Learning she carried his baby felt like fate returning her to him. Turns out it was all scripted by Chloe. Affection probably never was part of the deal. He desperately needed to see Aurora. Only now did he realize Aurora had always been the one who truly loved him. He remembered that night when street thugs surrounded her. He hesitated, then finally raced in to shield her. He'd been proud of that courage, thought it made up for failing Chloe back then. He never expected Aurora to fall for him at first sight, to bring him breakfast every single morning afterward. Knowing he was broke, she ate street vendor noodles with him and hunted up part-time gigs. Whatever storm hit, Aurora stood beside him, learning to cook for him, picking a budget wedding gown, worrying about his pride. All he'd given her was a 50 grand bridal price, money that ended up in Chloe's pocket. He was the one who wronged her. 8. Reckoning at the altar. Logan wanted the planet to know he'd scored the wedding, so he summoned half the city's press. I was dolled up like his Barbie. My only job was to look flawless for the cameras. Right before the march, Logan caught me texting Julian and sulked like a thundercloud, drilling me whether I regretted everything. Once he learned I was simply gifting Julian a ticking bomb, his grin snapped back. During the ceremony, he kept glancing at the entrance, muttering that Julian might storm in and wreck his big moment. I laughed softly. He can't even clean up his own trash. Why crash ours? Logan shook his head sagely. Arkhang, you're too sweet. Men always want what they can't have, and someone as perfect as you. Right now, he's probably planning a last-second steal. I leaned in, voice low. Really? The one you can't have is the best. Then what about you? Logan jolted and shot out 3 fingers. My sincerity is sky high and earth deep. You can test me anytime. When Julian reached our altar, I was leaning over, grimacing and whining to Logan. These heels were killers. After 5 minutes, my feet quit on me. I should never have squeezed into them just to look hot. Logan kneaded my calves so gentle that the relief actually made my eyes sting. That's when Julian lunged up to us. He yanked me, almost toppling me. Aurora, don't cry. I knew you wouldn't be happy with him. I'm taking you away right now. I know I've been a jerk, but Chloe tricked me. The baby she's carrying isn't mine. I'm done with her. Our penthouse loft still looks the same. You haven't hauled the furniture away, so you still care about what we had. Every guest and every lens had swiveled our way. Logan flicked 2 fingers and the photographers killed their feeds. I wrenched free and retreated against Logan. That last tug had twisted my ankle so hard I tasted iron. I stared Julian down. Forget your own speech. You swore you'd take care of Chloe for life, whether the kid was yours or not. Big brother duty. Remember? I loved the furniture, but once Chloe's touched something, I don't want it anymore, including you. Julian clung to the fantasy I was faking. Stop pretending you're fine. You're practically crying. If you won't marry me, you can't just grab a substitute. I rolled my eyes, hiked my skirt, and showed him the angry swelling around my ankle. See, no one here but you has laid a hand on me. You hurt me, only you. I'm also not the whatever girl you think I am. I don't marry at random, so keep your projections to yourself. Julian stared at my ballooning ankle and finally looked scared. Aurora, I didn't mean. Logan stepped between us, letting me lean on him full weight while he signaled for a chair. He lowered me gently onto the seat and blocked Julian's view. Enough with the endearments. A real man owns his screw-ups. Stalking the bride today? Pathetic. You cheated, threw away everything she gave you. Now she chose someone better. Deal. I pressed my lips together to hide the grin. He never misses a chance to pat his own back. Julian still fought. I never cheated. The woman set me up. Aurora told me the truth so I'd come back. Right. Look in the mirror. Why would she recycle trash? She told you to make you face how stupid you are. Leave. I'm 2 seconds from decking you on my own wedding day. Patience gone. Logan wanted Julian gone yesterday. Julian hung his head, stopped arguing, muttered, I'm sorry, and walked away. 9 honeymoon plans. Logan felt cheated out of a perfect ceremony and wanted Julian flogged. Stunt at the altar. Plus he wrenched your ankle. I should have kicked his teeth in. I smoothed his tie and started a brawl at our own reception. Bad luck, baby. As soon as you can walk, we'll map out a real honeymoon. His eyes sparked. Aurora. Let's renew vows in every city. Let the whole world watch our happiness. I'll draft the bucket list tonight. His schemes are wild, yet he never drops the ball. His love is my safe zone. I know he'll always be right behind me, and that's enough. Julian's update came home tucked under Logan's arm. He hummed as he kicked the door shut. Babe, you'll love this. Julian and Miss Baby are toast. When his folks learned the kid wasn't Sterling's, they beat Chloe into a miscarriage. Hospital thinks she nearly bled out. I whispered through Riverdale. No shop hires Julian. He already unloaded his house for cash, but the minute he tries a startup, I'll smother it. He's going to suffer. I was still laughing at his gossip streak when a Venmo transfer popped up from Julian. He said the sale proceeds were to pay back what I'd spent on the penthouse furniture, plus a mega apology text about how wrong he'd been. I skimmed and deleted his info. Regret or not, he's dead to me. I forwarded the cash to Logan. Here, Julian's couch money. Feed the company charity so some kids get new coats. Logan eyed the amount and snorted. Still cheaper than your wedding gown. What a saint. I slipped him an orange slice and smoothed his ego. His pettiness turns me on. My ankle refused to hurry up, so Logan stayed home to keep me sane. Somewhere along the line he took up carving. Every evening he sits beside me with a knife and a block, sculpting cats in every pose until the floor looks like a mini zoo. Aurora, you can't adopt a real kitten, so these will keep you company. My eyes stung. I teased. But none of them move. His knife froze. Then I'll learn marionettes. Give you ones that purr and chase strings. Our honeymoon rolled on forever. Logan, true to his pledge, built a slide deck of 19 wedding stops. I vetoed it. I refused to die of bouquet fatigue. He folded. Instead, we pose for fresh photos in every city we hit. He framed them all and lined the gallery hallway so the first thing you see coming home is our smile parade. I nudged him. Will you get sick of seeing me every day? He met my gaze dead serious. Aurora, I'll never be tired of you. We'll rock on that porch side by side, silver-haired and sun-warm till the last light. Cheesy as hell, and I adore every word. The end.